Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are very happy to all be safe and healthy, and hopefully this epidemic can go away and leave us alone. We can get back to our normal lives. Today we are going to create a beautiful flower for applications on any pattern that you might be doing or have done in the past. And I will teach you how to make this gorgeous flower. It's a carnation flower. So this is a flower that I've been working on to apply on the next recording of a table runner that a lot of you throughout the years have asked me how to do it, and I haven't done anything on YouTube, so I decided to do the English tutorials, and I will be teaching you how to make this gorgeous carnation. You can always choose the colors you want. Because of the table runner that I am doing, the client had asked me to have these specific colors. So I have a lot of work that I've done in the past with this runner, table runner, and around these little leaves around the flower, I have put green, but client doesn't want a green, wanted yellow, which is fine. It's like, carnation, I guess the leaves are turning different colors, let's say. So we are going to work on this. I hope you enjoy it. It's a gorgeous flower. It could be applicable on any pattern that you're doing. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And thank you so much again for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing. Please don't forget to subscribe and tag me when you get to do all these beautiful patterns. And if you're posting them on your Facebooks or your Instagram, you could always tag me on there, Inspired by Maggie Lopez. And thank you so much. So let's get started. For this specific flower, you will need your yarn of your choice, of your color. This one is multicolored number color 50. It is yarn size thread 4. And you will need, if you're doing the little leaves, let's say green or whatever choice you make, you will need a second color to make those little leaves so it can stand on the flower. You're also going to need a pearl. We need a pearl to put in the middle of the flower, and you could also choose the color you'd like. You can put yellow, you can put white, you can put baby purple, you can put green. Choice is yours. So we need a pearl for it. We also need size number needle number 3 for this size 4 yarn, and we need a scissor to cut our yarn when it's needed to be cut. I'm also going to teach you how to make this beautiful leaf applicable again on your flower. You can put anywhere you want it. And I'm also will be teaching you how to make the small butterfly. I will be making a tutorial on the bigger butterflies like I have on one of the patterns that I had made in the past. That will be in some other video at some time, at some point, for another pattern. So very simple, very easy, and it looks outstanding on the patterns. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. It's really beautiful. It makes it a very nice looking pattern. You could use it in a table runner or for the kitchen, let's say, if you're putting in your counters, or on your side tables in the hallways and things like that. I will also be teaching you how to make the stem for the flowers. So the stem is basically used on any type of flower that you will make. So you can outlay your little flowers around it if you like, or you put your little butterfly. So it's another nice decor for it, this one. And then we have a much simpler one, which is just stitch. And the length, it's up to you how long you would like the stems to be. So very simple and fast. So first thing we do is we're going to make a little ring. So you turn it once in your finger, you grab your needle, and you pull the thread from behind and bring the thread inside of this ring. We need to make 16 stitch inside of this ring. You don't have to have it that long. You could always pull it here on the edge. That's the whole point of it. We're going to tighten it up after by pulling it once we make the 16 stitch. So 1, 2, 3, turn once, go inside of the middle, and we're going to make 16 stitch inside. So there's 2, 3, 4. I'll meet you at the end once you have 16 of them done. Now that we've done the 16, we are going to pull on our little thread and we're going to tighten it up. So pretty much the hole stays very small in the center, and we leave this thread behind on our fingers to add the pearl at the end or sometime in the middle, and I'll show you how to do that afterwards. So we continue on, and we're going to close our 16th by going on the third hole on top of the first one that we created. So we close it up and we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitch, and we're going to do another 5. So we'll be a total of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have 10 stitch. We'll turn 2 times, so you'll have 3 on your needle. We're going to skip the first one and go into the second one. And we are going to pull out one at a time. 2, 2, and 2. So we're going to have this big loop here. Again, we're going to do 5 stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to make the second loop. So turn again twice. So we have 3 on the needle. We're going to skip the first one. I better zoom up a little bit more so you'll see what I'm doing here. So we're going to skip the first one and we're going into the second one. Now we're going to pull 2, we're going to pull 2, and we're going to pull the last 2. So now you got 2 loops. We need to do this 8 times. So you're supposed to have 8 loops all around. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, turn twice, so you have 3 on your needle. You skip the first one, you go into the second one. Go in, pull 2, and pull the last 2. So now we got 3 loops. I'll meet you at the end. You're supposed to have 4. So turn your needle twice. You'll have 3 on your needle. Skip one. Go to the next one. pull your thread through twice, twice, and then the last two. So now we have 7 loops here. We're at our last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. On your 5th one, we are going to close it up. So close up with a single stitch. So now we have 8 loops on it. We are going to go inside once in the loop, 1 stitch. So now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, turn once, go back in the same loop, and we're going to do 10 stitches inside. So as I usually call them, little sticks, we're going to have 10 little sticks inside of this big loop. So meet you right back. We're going to do 10 inside of the loop. Now this step here is very important. You need to pay attention to it. So now we have 10 stitches, little sticks inside of this first loop. We are going to work on our side wall here. So we need to do 10 more inside of this wall here. So we can make our leaf turn. So very simple, turn, go inside of the side wall, turn your work to make it easier, and we're going to make 10 stitch inside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now we've did the 10th one on the side wall. We are going to go and grab our loop, our next loop from the back. So we need to turn our leaf. You're going to go back here, right? You're going to grab your stitch and just close it up. So basically it's going to stay turned. So we're making that carnation. Now we're going to go up again, making the second one 10 times. 2, 3. Again, on the second loop, we're making 10 stitch until the next wall, side wall. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 10 inside like we did the same thing here. So we're going to repeat our work again. And it will be staying like this. So it's starting to turn our carnation leaf, if you want to call it. So I've done my 10. And now we're going to work again on the side wall. We need to make 10 more in here, and we're going to repeat our work all the way around. So you would turn your needle once. You will go inside of the side wall, turn your work, and make your 10 inside of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the side wall. We did the 10. Now we need to open up. We're going to open it up. We're going to go into the back part the back part. We're going to pull it out once, and we're going to close it up. So there you go. And then again, 1, 2, 3. Now we're working on our third loop, and we're going to make 10 more. And we're going to repeat this process all around these loops. So basically, this is what it looks like. So we're going to do 10 inside, 10 on the side wall, go back into this loop, make one stitch, 3 stitch up, and make 10 more. And we continue all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, guys, so I basically done the 10 on top because we are at the end. And of course, we have one wall left to do. So we are going to turn, and we're going to make our 10 on the side wall. Ten inside of the side wall. Now that we've done the 10 on the side wall, we're doing the same thing. We are going to the back. We are not going to grab here. We're going to grab in the bottom of the stem, and we're going to close it and lock it up. So that's it. Just grab in the bottom of this. I'll show you again. Maybe get a little bit more of a close-up. So we did our side wall. We are going to the back, and we're grabbing it right in the bottom and pull our thread and right through it. So we've locked it in already, and we pretty much have our carnation pretty much built. Now we are going to stretch the yarn a bit. We're going to go inside of this hole here and pull our yarn to the back. So inside and pull our yarn to the back. So now we got our yarn in the back. So our yarn is in the back. We're just going to loosen it up a little bit from the back here. Inside here, where we left our space, where we skipped, we're going to go in and we're going to close it up from here. So basically we're going to have our stitch in the middle here of our space. Okay, let's do that again. So we went to the back, we stretch our yarn a bit. We're going to come inside of the first loop. We are going to go where we skipped. Try to focus a little bit more. Hold on. So we're going inside where we skipped our first stitch. And we're going to put our needle through it into the back, grab our thread, and pull through. So now we are in the middle of our first skipped. Okay, so now we're in the back. You can pull your work a little bit to the front so it doesn't mix you up. And now we're going to do 4 stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go to the next skipped stitch we had here. Okay, so we go through the back and we go into the middle stitch that we had skipped prior to that. We're going to pull our thread and we're going to do 1 stitch to close it up. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 stitch. We are going to go in the middle of the next loop. So you could grab it from the back if you like, if it's too confusing, or just to make sure that you grab it well. So we are going to the middle. Where am I? Here. And we are going to pull it out and close it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to the next one. To the next, this loop here. So in the middle, grab our stitch from the back, and close it up. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitch, and again. So you're going to do that 8 times all around the back. This is what it looks like from the back. So we're creating these little loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got to do them all the way around. You have to have 8 little loops all around. If it gets confusing, go back to the video and refollow. So basically we are going inside of the skipped ones to do 1 stitch from the back and do 4 stitch into the next one and then into the next one. So we can create these little loops in the back. Very simple. It's not complicated at all. I'll meet you at the end. We have reached the end with the 4 loops. So here's our first loop. And we're going to close it up by attaching it right at the edge where we've done the first stitch to make our chain. So we close it up and we are going to go inside of our first loop and we're going to do 1, 2, 3 stitch, turn once, see if I can focus here. Again, inside the first little loop, again, inside the same loop, so we have 3 now. So we have 3, we are going to do 1, 2 stitch, we're going into the next loop, and we're doing 3 more. So we'll be done repeatedly throughout all 8 loops in the back. So 3, 2 stitch, next loop. And we're going to make little groups of 3 on each little loop in the back, separation of 2 stitch. Next loop. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so because we are creating, or because I'm creating, I'm doing the big set, the big flower. We need to do these little leaf loops in the back to be attached to our table runner. Now, this table runner it's good for 4 seating tables, 6. It's a big one. It's long enough. And we're going to continue our work through the back. So we are going into the little loops in the back that we have created for our carnation. We are going into the little loops in the back and we're going to do a 3 stitch group in the same loop. So 1, 2, 3 in the same loop. we're going to create 2 more. So now we have 3 little group. We're going to separate it with 3 stitch, and we're going into the next loop. And again, create a group of 3. Can hide this thread already underneath. And again, 3 times. So again, 3 separation and into the next loop. And we're going to do this throughout all 8 of them in the back loops. Okay, so 3 groups, 3 separation, 3 groups, next loop, 3 separation, next loop, 3 groups. I'll meet you in the back. Okay, you guys, so we're pretty much at the end. We're going to make our 3 stitch separation, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3 right in the top corner of our first stitch. We're going to lock it in, and that's it. So we've created the 3 groups in the back. Now we cut our yarn and tidy up. So again, we go and make a tie in the group 3 stitch separation so it can hide, because we're going to overlap it with a leaf, so it will be hidden. So 2 tie is enough. We cut it very close, and it's going to look like this. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make the yellow little leaves in the middle. So we'd be grabbing some color of your choice, of course, but because I'm doing this runner and it's the client's choice of color, which I'll be making a tutorial on this runner, we are going to add the yellow into the space, 3 chain space between the group, the 3 groups. So we go in, whoop, okay, we can already pull this edge thread to the back, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 chain. We are going into the same loop and close it with 1 stitch. Get close up. So we're going to make chain of 8 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and go in the same loop and close it up with 1 stitch. Again, chain of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in the same loop and close it up with 1 stitch. So now you have your 3 little leaves on the same loop. We're going to make 1, 2, 3 separation, and we're going in to the next loop. So you have the separation on top of your group of 3s. Okay, 6 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're doing the same thing on the same loop. And we're going to create this throughout all the 8 loops in the back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the same loop, we close it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the same loop, we close it up. Separation, 1, 2, 3 chain into the next loop. So this is what it's going to look like. 6 stitch, close it up one stitch. 8 chain, close it up 1 stitch. 6 chain, close it up 1 stitch, all on the same space. 3 chain separation, and again 6 chain, close it up one stitch. 8 chain, close it up 1 stitch. 6 chain, close it up 1 stitch in the next loop, and 3 separation. And we're going to do that throughout all 8 of them in the back. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so we pretty much arrived at the end. You make your 3 chain separation. Okay, and we are going to hit the first one in the bottom, and we're going to lock it in and make a knot. Cut your yarn, which I already had cut it, and it's pretty much done your 8 leaves in the back. Now we're going to hide this, a little bit more of a close-up, and you can go in where the separation chains are and make a knot. Because the next row, it's going to cover it, so you won't even see it. And here it is, guys. And we're going to go into the next step, which is with the purple or color of your choice. You could always do the same color if you like also. You don't have to have multicolors like I do. These are for customers of mine that they want the multicolors, and I personally love working with them also because it gives a nice, beautiful outlook on the patterns. So we're going to grab back our purple, and we're going to start working in the separation 3 chain between the 2 leaves. We're going to start there. Okay, you guys, so where the separation meets, we are going to get it closer, grab this chain, bring it to the side, because we can hide it as we're stitching. So 1, 2, 3, and the same space, we're going to make group of 3 and 2 separation. 1, 2, in the same space, a group of 3 little sticks, 3 chains if you want to call it. Okay, so now we got 2 groups on the same space with 2 separation. Now we're going to pull the sleeve after from the back. So we're going to make 1 stitch. We are going to go in the middle of our leaf here on the bigger loop. Get this focus going here in the middle. We are going to pass our needle from the back into, grab our thread and do 1 stitch. Again, 1 stitch. We are going to the next space of the separation. So we're doing 3 groups of 3 again. Not 3 groups, 2 groups of 3, sorry. So we have 3, 2 chain separation on the same one. We make a group of 3 again. Okay. So 1 chain separation, and from the back we go in the middle one here, the middle little leaf, middle part. We go through it to the back, grab our thread and lock it in with 1 stitch. Again, 1 stitch. We are going to go to the space and do our group of 3 and 2 chain separation, and again on the same place a group of 3 again. We're going to do that throughout the whole round on this 8 loop. Okay, so basically this is what it looks like, and I'll meet you at the end.